Thanks, folks, for joining the whiteboard session this week. My name is Avi. I head engineering here at Lumina Networks. This week, we're going to talk about how to take open source to production. As Lumina Networks, we are part of the journey to help customers automate their network, hence network evolution. As we get further into 5G, it's become apparent that network automation is one of the key things that need to happen for 5G outcomes to be achieved. We have also recognized as two things that are part of the 5G journey are network disaggregation and open source as one of the means to achieve the network automation goals. As we have ventured into the journey with several customers, we have recognized that there are a couple of very important things that need to be kept in mind that we have focused our energy on to enable taking open source to production. The first and potentially the most important one is the experience, which is the experience of the user, which is the experience of the network provider, which is the experience of everybody who's touching the network. What we believe in is giving lifecycle management, roadmap, documentation, an extreme amount of importance so the experience in using open source is smoother. The second one over here is customization. There are a large number of devices, vendors, versions as network elements that need to be managed, and every network is a little bit different. So interoperability and customizations are required. It is extremely important that the system give you an ability to do these customizations rather than the vendors having to give their customizations. Our focus over here has been the tools that we provide allow for these customizations to happen very, very easily at the customer's end with assistance from us in this case. The third one is scale and performance. The number of nodes under a typical service provider are north of 100,000. So we have invested a lot of energy in our platform to be able to scale. We have recognized this as one of the most important things to be focused on as controllers manage the network, as well as performance. Because of the latency requirements of things like 5G, it is very important to see how your system will behave in such large scale environments. The fourth thing over here is platform. We believe that open source needs to be made available as a platform so it can be made extensible, and what that means is it'll allow you the ability to configure your entire network, whether it's brownfield, which is existing part of the network, or greenfield, which is the new part of your network, or absolutely new network. Also be able to build apps on the platform that might be provided, whether it's northbound applications or ability to have new southbound entities that need to be managed. Hence, we believe it's important to have a platform view to the open source solution as far as networks go. The fifth one is security. When we come up with an open source based solution, it in turn uses other open source based entities and assets, and we make sure that we can show attributions towards it, and also any vulnerability scanning and patching that is required. And as support requirements are 24/7 for most network owners, what this also allows us to do is to do patching, which is required to get your networks up and running at any given time with our 24/7 support teams as well. The last one is DevOps and operations, which is probably one of the other very, very important ones in my opinion. With lifecycle management, roadmap requirements, it becomes extremely important that we have a method by which the network user can have a conversation with somebody who's had experience in how to deploy software which touches so much of the network. So a good emphasis on taking open source to production is DevOps and in the operations folks. As you can imagine, with some of the experiences you might have had, a lot of this is applicable to other problems which open source is trying to solve. We, of course, here at Lumina Networks are looking at network automation. Network user would carry their network. So documentation, roadmap, also training and ability to enable the customer by having conversations based on our experiences. We have learned is an extremely important thing to enable open source. So all in all, you'll see that there's a wide gamut of things that are required for customers to successfully take open source into production. Hope this gives you a little bit of a glimpse of how we have addressed these challenges and turned it into opportunities for our customers. Hope this excites you. Look us up, look at the blogs, and you know how to find us. Thanks again for taking the time.